are back again. It's Fab Tuesday, Fab Day. Let's see what we've got. We've got the Gaia Kit Bash 3D environment. We've got the sci-fi modular hover vehicles, and we've got the Western desert town with construction tool. So we're going to have a look at each of them. The Gaia one comes with 1,277 static meshes and 93 unique actors, and is priced at $199.99, so that's quite a saving to get for free. And these unique actors are just these static meshes all merged into one, and I'll walk you through why that is problematic in terms of this, because there's a slight problem with it. Then we've got the Western Desert. This one has 231 unique meshes, and it's got 8 materials and 87 material instances. It's got 128 textures. It's also got a really cool building tool and cave building tool. So I'll show you that and take a look at it. We'll have a run around with our third person shooter character and see what's in there as well. And then finally, we've got these hover vehicles that you can use as well, and we'll have a quick play with those. Now, these are in the props category, and you can sort of see why when we get to the blueprints of those as well. So again, we have 2 environments and a props / usable asset. This does have usable blueprints that you can use, but we're still just getting 2 environments and not a hugely game ready asset. There's no systems, still no animations. Give me some goddamn animations or visual effects. Just give me those. That's all I want. I don't need all these blooming environments, especially this one, but I'll show you why in a sec. The Gaia pack is normally $200. It comes with a lot of meshes, 1,277. It's got 93 unique actors. I am concerned that it may be out of support because it only goes up to 5.4, but it was updated on the 24th of February this year. And as we can see, the environments are intended for use in cinematics rather than game development. And we'll see why in a moment as actors. But if we turn on the collision on these, we can see that these are not the greatest in terms of collision, which would explain why I can't go anywhere blooming near it. So this is a lot of stuff. I can't climb these stairs because the collision on here stops me. So this is a lot of stuff. But how useful is it if you can't go the places that you need to go and you have to go into 1,200 and fix the collision? I don't quite understand why they would have done that, honestly. Remove collision and go to details and use complex collision is simple. I should now be able to go up them. I can. So you would have to do that with all of the assets that you require. So yeah, that's how you fix that. Their collisions aren't the greatest. So if I go into every single one of these assets, if I can select all of them, right click, asset actions, edit selection in property matrix, come to their collision, and then use complex collision as simple in all of them. That should fix them all in one go. Now if I come over to this asset, click play, we can climb these stairs. Sweet. And we can run around inside this environment. Although I'm not sure that you're meant to be able to run around inside this environment. This could just be an environment pack that you're meant to look at rather than be game ready, because some of these interiors are sort of missing their interior. But once the collision is fixed, then you can sort of climb the stairs, run around, and do what you want with it. So the Western pack comes with 231 messes, a demo map, some backgrounds, some decals, which are quite nice, and 87 material instances and 1 master material, which is good because it means it's a little bit more optimized than what we're used to. But the interesting thing here are the building construction tool and the cave construction tool. So we're going to use those and see what they're about. So here we are in the Western pack. We're just going to click play, use our third person character. In here, we've got some props. It's an environment pack. We've had lots of environment packs. This is a Western one as opposed to another type of pack. I just don't want environment packs anymore. I want something a little bit different. There is one thing in here that is interesting, and that is this cave system when I find it. Asset comes with this housing designer, which is pretty cool. That allows you to change the width and that allows you to change the width height of a blueprint on the fly to be able to design your own house like this. So now this is pretty cool. And you get all sorts of options like switching the roof type and all sorts like that. There's your Walmart in Western times, and you can enable all this sort of stuff as well to make changes. So we've got some spikies on the top. We can change the gate types to be different poles. We can change the sticks as well, and change the door types as well. So this is cool. It's quite limited. There's only sort of a maximum of 3 or 4 options for each, but it is a cool addition to a environment that we've not seen recently. The code wise for this is absolute spaghetti though. That is insanity. But I suppose to be able to generate and change things on the fly, then that will be as it is. Like that's just how it is. So yeah, you'll need to understand this if you want to add more stuff to it, just in terms of like more windows, more doors, etc. Then you'll need to take a look at the bits that are setting the roof, and then setting the flat roof. These are setting the windows and the doors. So this is the entrance, window, door placement. And this is the house frame. And the floor as well. So if you're wanting to add to this, I'd take a look at this because it's pretty insane. So a similar option for caves. So if we come to the details panel of the cave, then we can turn this visualized direction off. We can have wall decorations, which adds supports, and we can have supports with options, option 1, option 2, which aren't very informative, honestly, but it looks like it just adds some side details to it as well. So there we go. Supports with option 1, we've got some details there. Option 2, add some more details to the side. Ceiling decorations, got lots of different options. Like so, and we can just change those on the fly, which is quite nice. Again, we've not seen that sort of thing before. And we've got enable dust particles, so you can add the dust inside the cave and change the density as well. So it does all this in the construction script, which is nice. It's all nicely labeled, which is nice. That's quite organized in terms of what it is. Nice mountains that we can use. So here we are in the demo hover tanks asset. This is a cool asset. It's different than what we've got before, and it's worth having just sort of a look around, having a play with. These tanks are highly modular. Each one of these is a different piece or base. We've got the different missile pods and set up so you can change them. This has a lot of blueprints in it to be able to use. There's a pilotable one, there's a pilotable one as well, and we can go to the playground to have a look at those. So we can possess a tank. If we press 1, we can shoot them as well. And yeah, you could just imagine this in sort of a multiplayer tank battle game, perhaps. And this just seems like a cool asset to have. Unfortunately, the documentation is a little bit out of date. We look at the docs. This master blueprint that's got 4 hover components, it doesn't exist. It doesn't use enhanced inputs, so if you were going to use enhanced inputs, you would need to change it. It just uses the input access system, which is the old one. But all in all, I mean, it's a solid asset to get for free. You're not going to overly complain about getting it. I just don't know how you would use it other than tank battles. They feel quite slow to use, and so to be able to use one, you would have to increase the speed. So if we increase that to 1,000, and I've already increased the turns, so that would hopefully make it faster. I like how I've managed to mess that one up. There's a lot I like about it. It's a cool asset to play with. The demo map, we can see all of the different options in terms of tanks and things that we can change to all of these. We can sort of change them around. Got these hover pads. We can change them for something else. It's just got to make some sort of sense. Done in the construction script to enable all of these things, and a lot of it is done inside the level blueprint as well. So this is cool. There's a lot of tick usage inside the entire thing. So in pretty much everything it uses the tick. So yeah, it's a cool asset. It's meant to be in props, so I don't think it's meant to be fully used in terms of gameplay ready. You can see that they use a spire line to move things around, but you can definitely see this in some sort of like party tank battle simulator. Maybe it's just the noises that I'm thinking is more party simulator, and maybe you could put it into some sort of Call of Duty Battlefront game. It certainly has potential to be played with and to be looked at. I think if you can use, I'd probably end up taking the models and using the models as opposed to the blueprints. I think the blueprints, because it is built for props rather than a playable blueprint, I think you're better off building your own blueprints for this.